some of the greatest songs to ever top the Billboard music charts.
She like to dance till the hip hop spots. She grew to the grooves to connect the dots. Not just urban, she liked the pop, cause she was living la vida loca. Shut up and put your money where your mouth is. That's what you get for waking up in Vegas. Here we go, ale, ale, ale. Go, 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 ale, ale, ale. Outside, inside out, living la vida loca. Shampoo, shampoo, you down, living la vida loca.
Oh my gosh, you just want to get out there and dance, don't you? I mean, those iconic songs are just some of the musical credits of songwriter Desmond Child. He is a decades-long mega hit maker, as you saw right there, collaborating with some of the world's biggest musicians. And guess what? Now he has written about his amazing journey in his new memoir, Living on a Prayer, Big Songs, Big Life, releasing this Tuesday. And we are hugely happy and excited that he is with us right now. Grammy-winning and Emmy-nominated songwriter Desmond Child. Hey, good to see you. Looking good.
Good to see you, Frederica.
Fantastic. Well,
happy
congratulations
to
on
be here with you.
everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
So among, the biggest songs in the last years, we saw a little taste of it there. Just a reminder for some of the folks who maybe didn't, know the titles or the artists: Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer; Aerosmith, Dude Looks Like a Lady; Ricky Martin, Living La Vida Loca; Cisco's Thong Song. I mean, come on. How do you explain this incredible diversity of music, artists, genres, and styles? How do you do this? How have you done it?
Well, my mother was a songwriter, Elena Casals. She was a Cuban exile, and I was born in the States, but she was always struggling to get her songs out there, even though we lived in the Liberty City section of Miami. And I just had this drive, this hustle inside of me to make it. I think, they always say it takes, 50% hustle and 50% talent. I think it really takes way more hustle than talent.
Oh my goodness. I mean, so share a little bit about your songwriting success. I mean, thank goodness for the great genes of your mom, that she was a songwriter. So you kind of, had a framework. I guess you grew up with a kind of framework of how to make it happen. But what is the process? Do you have like an artist in mind sometimes, like a Ricky Martin or Steven Tyler, where you kind of channel them and say, I think they would sound like this. They would really appreciate these lyrics. I mean, do you visualize as you're trying to write?
Well, most of the time I'm collaborating with the artist because, I think that's the best way to get on a record, because the artist is going to want to do something that's personal to them. So that's how I do it. I don't stick with a style. I stick with the story. It's all about the story. What is going on with that person? And usually, I'm there within a few minutes. They're telling me everything that's going on, and they're crying or laughing, and that goes into the song.
How much of your story ends up in the songs, even though you're collaborating with an artist? I mean, how much is there kind of a, an exchange of personal experiences to make a song just right?
Well, I think all of us in a writing session are bringing our story to the table. When I co-wrote Living on a Prayer with John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora, John was talking about doing a song about a working class couple that was struggling to make ends meet. And he knew Bonnie and Joe from high school. And I had a girlfriend at the time, Maria Vidal, and we had our group Desmond Child and Rouge. And she worked as a waitress at a diner, and her waitress name was Gina. And so that's how Gina got into the song.
Oh, fun. Oh, that's so fun. So you really have a personal relationship with these songs too. I mean, these really are your babies, aren't they? They come out of, this collaboration, the storytelling. It sounds very personal. And I also read that, Joan Jett, said that while there can be all these great successes like that, sometimes there can, and even with the collaboration, there can be some resentments too, meaning some of the singers may, want it to see more of their own and perhaps ghost you in a way. I mean, explain how that happens or how you have coped with that and if that's ever taken a toll on you.
I think that the critics really did that to performers, because a lot of them aren't really naturally songwriters. So you come to the table and you try to pull it out of them, pull the story out of them. And so then later on, the record company, the publicity company say, oh, don't talk about Desmond. It's like that, nobody cares about that. And so in the end, I sort of, now, of course, people can see that I'm a real person and that I helped, that I collaborated, I was part of the creative process. And so that's how that happens. I'm not resentful at all, really, because people have to get out there and do what they have to do. And, they're the ones that have to be at the television station, at CNN at 6 in the morning, and, and really work hard on tour to make those songs hits.
Yeah, well, I know so many of the artists in the industry is so grateful, for your dedication to the craft, your creativity, how you have, really made this journey a very personal one. And so I wonder now how you were able to make some decisions about how to put this in book form, in the craft of putting together a memoir. Did you borrow from some of the process of lyrics, of songwriting and transfer it to now book writing? How did you do this?
Well, I had a magnificent collaborator, David Ritz, who has written some of the biggest books, and sometimes he's ghosted, sometimes he's given credit. He did Respect, the one they made the movie out of, with Jennifer Hudson, about Aretha Franklin. And, I knew when I read a review of one of his books that he was the one. So I went to be interviewed. That's right, me being interviewed. And he asked me 2 questions, and I burst into tears. And I knew he was the one that had to be the one to do the book with me. And it took us 7 years to write it. We wrote it in Greece, we wrote it in New York, we wrote it in LA, we wrote it in Nashville. And bit by bit, he would ask me questions, and that was transcribed, and then he'd weave it all together. And he's a magnificent writer. So I can't take all the credit.
Oh, that's funny.
I learned my lesson with that, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, well, I mean, it's full circle, right? So you're kind of dishing about yourself in a lot of ways, right? Are you dishing about others too in your book?
Well, for me, it's been like a 7-year jailhouse confession, a real reckoning about who I am and all the things I did right and a lot of things that I did wrong. And so, I'm not at all concentrating on what so-and-so did and that. It's my reaction to everything that happened in my life. So that's where the story is. And it goes pretty deep, it really does.
Oh, look forward to jumping into that memoir. So meantime, while this is the focus of your memoir, are you already thinking about, the next songwriting project? Are you envisioning anyone that you would love to collaborate with, work with, any kind of new artists out there that you think would, appreciate your talent?
I've been working with the greatest artist of all time, Barbra Streisand. And I solely wrote a song for her called Lady Liberty, which was on her last recorded album, Walls. And I've been, quietly writing more songs for her. So she hasn't heard them yet. So I'm on pins and needles. And,
fun.
I'm waiting for her to finally say, okay, let me hear the songs.
I'm sure she is going to be giving you a jingling-ling call very soon about that kind of upcoming collaboration and project making. Desmond Child, great talking to you. Congratulations on the book, Living on a Prayer, Big Songs, Big Life, releasing this Tuesday.